really feeling all that much. What do we got next? Ricky Stanicky. This is the one I've heard some crazy things about this movie.
Okay, so this is a Amazon Prime original, and I went in knowing nothing about it. But here's the thing: like, I think John Cena is very undervalued in Hollywood. I think he's got great comedic timing. I think the dude's,
Funny guy.
I think he's a tremendous actor when he can be. Like, the dude's got chops and he's got range. You know what I mean? Like, he's really talented actor, much better than The Rock. Hi-oh! All right, shots fired. But anyway, so it's about three friends that have, like, they get into trouble in the 90s, and they end up creating this like fake person named Ricky Stanicky, and so they start going through life like developing stories and excuses to do things they want to do. It's very malicious and very like lots of lies. Like, it's very bad. Like, you're like, that's such a bad lie. And they built on this lie for like 30 years, and they've created this person. They even have like a Bible about like to keep track of like everything they've lied about this person they've made up. So anyway, they get into a bit of a bind where like they have to prove that he's real. They end up meeting John Cena's character, whose name is Ron, and they hire him to be an actor. And this his character's like really wholesome. Like, he wants to be an actor so bad, and he's trained. And the part of the humor of it all is that he's like amazing. Like, he's an amazing actor. Like, they give him the Bible, and over the weekend he memorizes all of it, and he's correcting them on the stuff that they get wrong when they're telling him about the character, right? And he was an alcoholic. He goes straight because that's what the character did. He just like fully, it's like method acting to an extreme, right? Completely extreme. Anyway, so like, hijinks ensues. Like, it becomes tangled in this mess of lies, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. William H. Macy's hilarious in this. Like, he's got some comedic chops too. He's really good. Without trying to be funny, he's very good. And at the end of it, I want to watch it again because it was really funny. And on top of it, it was directed by Peter Farley. If you don't know who Peter Farley is, him and his brother did Dumb and Dumber and something about Mary. Like, very famous directors. And I did not know this was his movie at all. Like, I don't think it was marketed as a Peter Farley, directed by Peter Farley. But I enjoyed it immensely. It was funny. It had a lesson at the end. Like, everyone learned a lesson. Like, it wasn't no one gets off scot free, which is great. Like, I like when like something happens when there's no penalties. It bugs the crap out of me. Like, there were penalties to them lying for like a decade, 3 decades about this person, and I would highly recommend it if you like a comedy. If you like John Cena, John Cena is absolutely amazing in this. Please go see it. Like, I definitely think it's great.
Wow, I was not expecting you to have such a glowing review of Ricky Stanicky.
Yeah, I wasn't
This is one of those
either,
movies.
honestly. Like,
This is one of those movies that, like, maybe 2 weeks before it came out, my buddy who I talk about movies all the time with, had messaged me, and he just sent me the trailer. He's like, "You hear about Ricky Stanicky, like, this movie?" And I was like, "How is this real?" I thought it was like a fake movie trailer, like, it was, like, from SNL or something. So I was like, "It's a John Cena, Zac Efron, Amazon Prime Video original I was like, "This is not a real movie." I watched it, I was like, "God damn it, I'll be damned, it is real." Um, I didn't think it looked very good either, so I never ended up watching it. But I remember when it came out, I knew some people that watched it, they were like, "Oh, it's actually kinda fine. It was okay. It wasn't bad." So I'm glad you liked it. It has talented people in there. You already mentioned John Cena. Zac Efron's a great actor. Jermaine Fowler, who is the black dude in the main cast, he was in this movie called The Blackening, which was really funny. So I'm sure he's good in this too. So I'm glad that it was a pleasant surprise.
it's the subtleties in all the actors' performances. Like Zac Efron, Zac Efron is a good actor. You're right, because he looks the whole movie. He looks terrified because like this is this lie that's in front of him, and he has to sell it. And he's like his job becomes at risk. His marriage becomes at risk, and he's just like you. Every single time he's on screen, something's happening. He looks like he's screaming internally. Like, he's just like the amount of like stuff that's on the line if this falls apart is like catastrophic, and it just keeps piling. The whole movie just snowballs, right? Like, and it
Mm.
just gets worse and worse and worse and worse to where like his wife's career is now on the line, right? And it's very, but again, it has like a wholesome feel to it too. Like, it's real. Like, yes, they all lied, but like the lie isn't what's funny. Like, they're all panicking. It's like John Cena is what makes it funny, but like they're all panicking. Like, they're all in big trouble. And I think that speaks to like just the direction too. Like, I think Peter Farley like really knows how to like direct actors that are, if there is improv, like they knows how to do them. Like, John Cena has a lot of really funny lines that just sell. Like, he goes cold turkey after being an alcoholic. he pees his pants in the airport. He's like, guys, don't worry, it's not what you think it is. It's just pee. And then, like there's like 3 seconds where it just stays on him, and I just to let you absorb the joke. I think I just that's the kind of editing. Editing now is so fast. Like it was nice to have that like space to let a joke hit, land, and have you react to it instead of just moving on to the next joke, right? Like instead of like just a mountain of jokes. But I recommend it. The three characters are pretty unlikable. Like that's the great thing too. Like all the major characters, but you start exploring their backstory and you start exploring like what makes them there. You mentioned that actor who is in The Blackening. Like he has a cool arc about like he's a writer. Like he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, but he's been writing for decades, like making children's books. And like it's a really kind of like everyone has like one like redeeming quality to them, which is actually kind of cool. Like it's that heart that has been missing out a lot of the comedies because it's a lot of just like let's get to the jokes thing. And like again, Peter Farley, who I didn't it wasn't even advertised in the movie as Peter Farley, right? Like yeah, like the red haired dude, I forget his name, but he's like loves being a dad. Like that's his big thing. Like he's an asshole, you don't like him, he doesn't treat his wife exceptionally well, but like he's like really proud to be a dad. And like he's really like the baby, the baby, the baby. Like he's all very focused. So like everyone has like a small redeeming quality, and it's a story of redemption too, about like some person like getting out of this rut and given an opportunity and like taking that like and running with it. And it's I don't know, like it had a lot going on. I was not expecting it to be as good as I thought it was. In fact, I need to watch it again. I think I need a second viewing of it. So there's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am glad you like this movie, Greg. I'm always pleasantly surprised when you're pleasantly surprised by something, you know?
I
I'm
did
always
see
happy to hear it.